I don't know if maybe they made that change because they wanted to do something different, or if they made that change because they actually thought that something different in this case worked. Hello, everyone. Welcome to No Drama, Just Movies, and we are back this week with another movie review. Hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for the content we produce each and every week in the world of TV and movies. My name is Cameron. Who would have thought that the Clown Prince of Gotham was in this movie, Kelly Smith? And I'm joined by my esteemed colleague here.
I'm Phil. I'm walking here, Corwin.
Oh, that's right. I like that one. I like it a lot. If you haven't guessed it by now, but of course you will have by the title of this video, we are here to review none other than The Long Walk. Now, obviously, you have read the book, obviously by none other than Stephen King. I have not, but I mean, let's just go straight into it. I mean, with simply our thoughts. What was your thoughts on the movie, and did you have any expectations going in simply because you had read the book?
I was really excited to watch this because I've read the book, and I was maybe not hopeful, but curious how they would translate this because the book is very much very internal. There's a lot of things happening inside the character. We just follow Ray, sorry, the Cooper Hoffman character. Whereas externally, they literally just walk and people die. That's all that really happens externally. So yeah, I was curious to see how they would do this and how they could like keep this up for like an hour and a half. Not impressed.
Why?
I think it was missing a lot of the emotion that the novel had, and I realized like it missed two numbers. There were two numbers in the novel that kept the novel going and like propelled you to the end. One, it's the people that were still left. So as that was counting down, you were literally sitting there going, oh my God, there's 20 people left. Oh, there's 15 people left. We're getting to the end now. Let's see who actually survives by the end. And then you had the miles going up. And in the novel as well, it's like this thing where he gets to see his mother. And in the novel, his girlfriend is there as well. But how he gets to see his mother is a much bigger thing that he keeps reminding himself of. It's kind of one of the reasons why he keeps going, right? He keeps walking and saying, I'm going to see my mum. I'm going to see my mum at this, but like only this many miles, and I'm going to see my mum and my girlfriend only this many miles. So you're there as soon as like you hear they've done 200 miles, you go, okay, it's only this many miles until he gets to see his mum. And then what's going to happen? Like it's the tension comes from those two numbers.
Mm.
And it wasn't there in the film. Like they barely really did anything with the miles, how many miles they walked. Like we got the little script on the screen, but it didn't, like nobody went, oh, we walked this many miles, and like the characters didn't seem to care as much, or
Yeah.
how many people were still left. So it didn't have the same like impact.
Yeah. I mean, just to come like to jump off what you were saying, like, yeah, I mean, I haven't read the book and I thought that it was this movie's okay. Like it's not bad. Like and it's not I don't think it's a bad movie actually by a long shot. Like it's not a bad movie. Like I would actually even dare say that like it's a relatively good movie. It's just not great and it's not above great. And I think like part of that is for me because of the fact that it does feel like a lot of the emotional moments or the moments where I'm meant to feel emotional just didn't hit as much as I wish they would have, and that is unfortunate. Like for example, like when a lot of more key characters start dying along this walk, I never really felt that much for them, which is unfortunate, and I wish that I would have because I think once again to bring up the magic word, the law of this of this
We're back.
universe. We're back. I mean, but with the lore of this like world, like I find it interesting that people would be willing to put themselves in a ballot to be nominated to do this walk and what is driving them to do that and just how grueling this actual walk is. And so all of those like kind of there's all those variables that kind of just make for an interesting story. And it's not to say the story isn't very interesting, but I just don't feel like the characters I was never fully invested. Besides the main character, and obviously come the end where they do the switcheroo. I was saying this to you once we finish the movie. Like sometimes predictability is good. And so, what was the main character's name called again?
Ray Garraty.
Ray. Like I feel like it was set up so that Ray would win. And obviously you
Hmm.
enlightened me to the fact that he does win in the novel, but here in the movie they decided to make that switch. And I feel like they should have just stuck with Ray winning. I felt like this wasn't something where the switch worked or benefited the story. I think that sometimes predictability is good. And I don't know if maybe they made that change because they wanted to do something different, or if they made that change because they actually thought that something different in this case worked. But I just don't really feel like it did? And I mean, final thing for me as well, like the movie isn't bad. Like I actually feel like it's a decent movie. Like it's relatively good, as I said. And I think that it is worth a watch, especially if you've got, extra cash or maybe in our situation, some unlimited cards lying about for those who are in the UK here, or whether your subscription service may be for your local cinema. I still feel it is worth a watch. And I think for a movie that, contains people walking for an hour and 50 minutes, nearly 2 hours. I think it does a decent job at that. And I would definitely say still worth it otherwise. But any other further thoughts you would like to add?
The only thing I really enjoyed was the relationship, I think, between mainly the Musketeers. Like, just the interplay between the actors. I think they had a really nice chemistry. It was just fun how they talked to each other sometimes and kind of making fun of each other at points. And then, the rest wasn't as great, like what they meant, what their deaths meant to like Ray, for example, or Pete. That wasn't as well done, but I really liked just them being together and walking down the road together.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I do agree on that. And I think, you mentioned about chemistry and the deaths. The one character's death who actually did get me a little bit was I can't remember his name, but the character who was getting the nosebleed.
Mm.
Um, but his death I felt like was the only one that actually really did hit. I felt like the setup for it was really nice. I loved how they added the score in there as well. If in doubt, always just add a bit of music in there, and it can definitely change things for the better. But yeah, I do agree with you with the chemistry. The chemistry was really nice. There was some times where like I don't know, like it was hard sometimes to believe that they were actually experiencing this thing that is this walk and seeing people die around them. Sometimes, but I think as we got further along into the story, especially towards the like third act, it definitely did start to hit more. But obviously, I want to mention as well, like with Ray's decision to basically call it a day with the walk, that really didn't make no sense to me because I didn't understand his reasoning.
Mm.
And that kind of still bugs me even now as to like why make that decision when you were so close. But then one thing I will add on to that is that with the other character, it's McVries, right?
Mm.
Like all due respect to him, but that character seemed like he was fresh throughout the entire walk. He didn't seem like he missed a beat. He always seemed to be energetic. He never seemed to be tired. And I did wonder about that. Maybe that was the intent, but he looked like he just went for a little walk down the park.
Yeah.
And so I guess it kind of made sense if Ray was tired, if that was the aim, if that was what they were going for. On that note, we will now go to our Icee scores. So clearly here we're gonna give our Icee scores out of 10. So the question is, how many Icees out of 10 will you give to The Long Walk?
I would give this a 6 out of 10. Like, as a movie, it wasn't too bad. It was still good, and I liked the acting for most parts. But as an adaptation, it was really disappointing. It like let a couple of the characters down. It didn't have the same emotional impact as the novel had. It just, yeah, it didn't work as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also gonna follow in your footsteps. I'm gonna also give this six Ices out of 10. I think six Ices out of 10 is a respectable score for this movie. As I said, it's not bad. Like, it's not bad. It's a relatively decent, good movie. Like, and if you have spare cash lying around and there's nothing else you're interested in right now, I would definitely say out of out of everything at least I see right now being released, unless you've watched it already, it's definitely worth it. And I think if you've read the book, I would definitely go and watch it as well, because similarly to you, because you're gonna have that already have that interest there, and it will be interesting to compare. And it's not a bad movie, so I'm gonna echo you and go with 6 Ices out of 10 across the board, and that will do it for our review of The Long Walk. Once again, we are No Drama Just Movies. Please like, comment, share, drop down in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts on our review here. Please tell us if you have read the book like Phil and what your thoughts were. If you haven't, like me, what your thoughts were. Once again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, my name is Cameron. The Clown Prince of Gotham is in this movie, apparently, Kelly Smith, and I'm joined by my esteemed colleague.
We didn't even talk about him, did
We
we?
didn't, but he sounds like Joker.
There. Mark out. I'm Phil. I'm walking here. Good.
That works very well. Very, very well indeed. Once again, we are No Drama Just Movies. Thank you very much for checking out our review today, guys, and we will see you very, very soon. Take care, guys.
I'm going for a walk.